Authorize.
The Lighthouse is a fascinating movie. The 2019 film stars Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson as a pair of 19th century lighthouse keepers caught up in a completely insane situation after they're stranded on a remote New England island after a storm. The first thing that drew me to this one was it's Green Goblin and Batman acting against each other. This was probably going to be fun based on the actors alone. But what I got instead was something I was completely not prepared for. Most online sources classify this as a horror film, and I say horror with the most aggressive air quotes possible because this isn't a typical horror film. In fact, if you're asking me, it's not horror at all. It's far more of a character study thriller type film as opposed to something that's meant to be frightening. If anything, the movie defies genre, and usually that's kind of a stereotype when discussing film, but here it's completely appropriate. In fact, it's a major point of the analysis that surrounds this film online. Further building off of that comes from the themes of isolation and mental deterioration over time. I watched this during the pandemic, ironic, I know, but the film's expert ways of portraying how two people just go completely insane, I can hardly put it to words. It is very, very well done. And as I said before, all of that comes from Pattinson and Willem Dafoe just killing it. Yet somehow neither of them was nominated for an Academy Award for this. Shame, proof those award shows are all rigged. Yeah, this movie, it caught me off guard in a lot of ways. I don't want to go too far into the plot because, again, you should watch this on your own. Do that, please. But the big thing to me is the imagery used here. It's shot in black and white, and the lack of color adds to the overall bleak tone that the film has. Further building off of that is the incredibly striking imagery, almost like Greek sculptures or Greek paintings in specific instances where you're not sure of how much of this is actually going on in the characters' heads. It is a very, very powerful film that I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not watching. So get on that. What are you doing?